That's my guy right there. It's true. Come here. Come here.
Come on now. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right, Jared. Gary Murphy.
That's okay. Let him up. Let him up. I'm not worried about him. I'm only worried he's going to give me a kiss. I'm not worried about anything else. This guy is so great.
Murphy.
Welcome to The Trump is Right. All right, just a few hours ago, President Trump held a campaign rally. It was estimated that 9,000 people attended the event, or as President Trump would say, 90,000. The rally began with a prayer from the First Lady.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
I believe CNN is reporting that she plagiarized that from the Bible. But let's face it, it was pretty refreshing, even for an infidel non-believer like me. Plus, you just know it boiled the left's blood into a fine mist. The rally continued with Trump's greatest hits, and since the media won't list his accomplishments, he figured he'd do the job for them.
I am here to tell you about our incredible progress in making America great again. The White House is running so smoothly. The gang members, bad people. I said it, day one. And they're going out. Great spirit of optimism and sweeping. And you see it. It's sweeping all across the country. Look at what's happening to the stock market. Look at what's happening to every poll when it comes to optimism in our country.
It's like Cliff Notes by Joe Pesci. Now, midway through the speech, he called a superfan on stage.
That's my guy right there. Come here. Come on up. Come on. This guy.
So awesome. And what does this guy think of Trump?
When President Trump, during their election, promised all these things that he was going to do for us, I knew he was going to do this for us.
So, will this guy be a star?
A star is born. A star is born.
So many stars in one place. Now, the left will probably trivialize that moment as ridiculous, but that's the reason we have President Trump and not President Hillary. I know it's a cliche, but the mockers and the gawkers do not have a clue about what's going on here. And there is something going on here. The right is having fun for once. The left, finally, they're the school marms clutching their coin purses. It's a revolutionary reversal. For so long, the right used to be the party of miserable old farts. But now, it's the left in a bitter panic holding back their pee. It reminds me of 1976, when the world first discovered the Ramones. You either loved them or you hated them, but everything before them seemed tame. Trump, he's the Ramones. The Democrats, their air supply. Which is why, sadly, they're all out of love.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. I've known you right, believing for so long.
Yeah. Period. All right, that was great. It's a great monologue. All right, let's welcome tonight's guest. He's like the Eiffel Tower, classically handsome and sharp upstairs. The co-host of Fox and Friends and the nationally syndicated Kill Meat and Friends on Fox News Radio. Wow, he's also the author of Thomas Jefferson and the Tripoli Pirates. Brian Kilmeade. He's funnier than a clown choking on a whoopee cushion made of confetti. Writer and comedian David Angelo. Thanks for dressing up. She's drier than my Aunt Linda's coffee cake. National Review reporter and Fox News contributor Catherine Timp. Interesting fact, Stonehenge are actually his toenails. TNA wrestler and Fox News contributor Tyrus. All right. And that's it for tonight. Join us tomorrow. No, Brian Kilmeade, thank you for coming. You just came from Piro,
yes,
where you co-hosted. Great job.
Thank you.
You had Gene Huber on the
Huber on the show, who I didn't even see the whole walk up until I just saw the show. I never saw the cutaway.
Yes.
That's an amazing story.
It is an amazing story, isn't it? What do you make of the whole event so far?
I thought he wrote, it's as if he wrote the speech. It was so Trump.
Yeah.
There's been speeches before clearly written for him.
Right.
I thought he needed it. I thought he looked to the future. He just didn't talk about beating Hillary Clinton. And I thought in the beginning it was a bad idea. The more after I saw it, I thought it was a great idea.
Well, that's typical Kilmeade. You're almost always wrong.
Right.
And then you change your mind. You come.
A second. That's not what it says. That's not what it says at all.
Stay away from my notes.
Yeah, what the heck?
These are my notes.
Typical Kilmeade. I had no idea.
Typical Kilmeade.
Yeah.
That sounds like a euphemism you'd see on Urban Dictionary.
Probably.
All right, David. Good to have you here. What did you make of this? People accuse him of playing to his base, but didn't Obama do that every time he went on the Daily Show?
Yeah, I mean, Trump knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what gets people riled up. I like this. He was casual, no tie.
No tie.
He's showing no ties to Russia, no ties at all.
Well done, my friend. Well done. And you came casual. You just got back from a jog, or
yeah, I just woke up.
Usually that's what people wear when they're masturbating in a theater. Not that I would know. All right, Kat. What do you think the purpose behind the rally was? And did he achieve that purpose?
The purpose of the rally is that we're talking about the rally and we're not really talking about all the Russia stuff anymore. He's great with that. Just how, married couples having some problems, they go to Florida. Trump's having some problems, they go to Florida. They don't solve it, but people do forget about it for a while.
Wow.
So, it makes a lot of sense.
I didn't know that's why people went to Florida.
I think that's why they go to Florida. I mean, it's fine.
It really is
it's fine. Not the best,
there's also Disney.
Yeah, there is
Disney. People fall in love. But people get all excited. We're all talking. Something funny always happens at these rallies.
Yes.
Without a doubt. That guy that loves Trump more than I've ever loved anything, including myself or my immediate family.
Yes.
And I really love my dad. That's hilarious. And people are playing that. Everyone wants to watch that. They don't want to watch any of the serious stuff, which you can cry about or laugh, but you can't deny it's a great PR move for Trump.
She's got a point there, the lady in glasses.
I mean, whenever I get my tail kicked and have a rough week, I guess going home, get cookies from mom's a good thing, and apparently his mom's Florida. So, it was a really tough week. I think the Flynn thing was really tough. I think it was hard on him too.
Yeah.
Because Flynn was very loyal, and with the whole leak situation. One thing we do know is that Flynn's not the rat. So, it just was a tough week for him. So going back to your base and talking to the people that energized you and helped you get where you needed to go was probably a good thing for him.
Yeah. If I could have a rally for me and have people cheer, I'd never do another thing.
Yeah. 'Cause that's all you really want. For what you're having one right now. You know what? I want to go back to that point I made in my great monologue, Brian, which you might have missed. I wrote about this thing called the Dean Wormer effect, which I wrote about. It's like if you can get your adversary to turn into Dean Wormer. Dean Wormer was the principal in Animal House.
Secret double probation.
If you want to you got to turn your adversary into a bitter, miserable crank. You win. And I think what Trump and his faithful are doing is they're turning the left. Everything they do makes the left scream. So they're turning into Dean Wormer. They're turning into the crank.
I agree with everything if this was November.
Yes.
But now he's got to check some boxes now.
Right.
I'm not saying he hasn't, but he's got to check some big boxes. He's got to get stuff done. That'll silence all the critics, and I'll just make Dean Wormer. Or is it Wormer or Werner?
Wormer. W-O-R-M-E-R.
Make them even
Played by
angrier.
John Vernon. The great actor John Vernon. Get
Right.
some applause. He's dead. All right.
What did he die of? Do you know?
I think natural causes.
Old age.
Old age. Yeah. What they're calling it now. Could be.
Same with Blind Shake.
Yeah, the blind shake.
Yeah.
But by the way, do you think he's going to be reunited with his eyes? I think the cruelest joke is that he gets to the afterlife and he doesn't have his eyes, and they tell them it's 72 virgins.
Right.
And it's actually goats. Yeah, I think there's a guy you can applaud his death. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Yes, very good.
Unless
He was living in our prison. He died of natural causes. The blind sheikh died of diabetes. Was 79. What are we doing?
Right.
Why are we keeping him alive?
He tried to blow up the bridges and tunnels in New York.
Yeah, and we're feeding him.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
Anyway.
like
Well, not very well.
Yes, not very well. Yeah, that's,
Not the right stuff.
they were killing him
Is
with
this
sugar.
non-sugar? Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Exactly. All right.
Line?
Still got a lot of show left, so I hope you brought snacks because the doors are locked, studio audience. But first, how did the president beat the press like a dusty old rug? The greatest monologue of all time, next. It's now day 27 of the media finding its balls.
Congressman, there is zero chance that we're going to move on until the answers to the questions that present itself at least get notice from the White House.
Welcome to day one of what is arguably the biggest presidential scandal involving a foreign government since Iran-Contra.
We have never taken seriously from the very beginning, Russia hacked our election. That was a 9/11 scale event. They attacked the core of our very democracy. That was a Pearl Harbor scale event.
Thank you, Mr. Mustache. Okay. After 8 years of sitting on their hands in a unicorn onesie made of kitten barf, the media now wishes to speak truth to power. Oh, for so long they avoided such bravery because how could they call into question their super-duper dream date, Barack Obama? He was so dreamy. So they checked their spines at the door, turned both eyes blind, and dropped to their knees. So now listening to the media yakking about doing their job after so much sucking up, it's like listening to a fart describe its own smell. Well, here's Frank Rich in the New York Times talking about journalists under Trump. Quote, everyone's on their phones. Yeah, they're on their phones. It's 2017, Frank. Who the hell isn't on their phones? Jackass. Now, they could have found the same excitement, the same shocking revelations in Obama's White House, but instead they hibernated. Till now. I wonder why.
I don't have to tell you what I'm going to do in North Korea. Wait a minute. I don't have to tell you what I'm going to do in North Korea. Where are you from?
BBC.
Okay. Here's another beauty. How much longer should we stay here, folks? Are you a friendly reporter? Go ahead. Yes. Hi. Oh, this is going to be a bad question, but that's okay.
Not bad. He could host a reality show. Now, before, a Republican president was always the punching bag, reporters hitting them always on the same things, compassion and honesty and character. This was the reverse. Trump treated them like the piñata, and he's the Ritalin-loaded kid with a bat covered in nails. So, media, you wanted transparency. That's Trump. He won't shut up. You find out more about him in a day than you did in 8 years of Obama. I know, Trump's one hell of a ride. Every day, something new, something crazy. I keep expecting to wake up and find out Trump devoured a live panda. Which I would support, because pandas suck. I mean, why should we care if they're endangered if they don't? Anyway, after the comfortable sweater of Obama, the media is now faced with a monster like they've never seen. But that monster is you. It's a real person with a real personality. Does Trump's bluster cause the same pain as Obamacare? Is it on par with blaming a video for Benghazi or hounding James Rosen or the IRS hounding you? Under Obama, the press fanned division, anti-police sentiment, labeled everything racist. The country was on fire and the press was roasting marshmallows. Yeah. So I asked, and I'll take it. How can Trump's attacks on the press actually hurt the press? Since Thursday, they haven't shut up about him. No one's being silenced. Instead, dissent is erupting all over. My God, Trump is great for the press, the way Obama never was. Under Obama, you spoke no truth to power. So now you just can't shut up about it. No wonder you're as popular as a hooker's cough. All right, kill me. Yeah. There's nothing worse than a hooker's cough.
Yeah.
That's the name of my boat, by the way.
Right.
Kill me.
Hooker's cough.
Trump doesn't hate all media. He happens to like a specific morning show. I want to play this sound on tape.
The tone is such hatred.
I watched this morning a couple of the network, and I have to say, Fox and Friends in the morning, they're very honorable people. They're very, not because they're good, because they hit me also when I do something wrong, but they have the most honest morning show.
There you go. Now, can I ask you a question? What is he using here? The principle of reciprocity. It's like an element of persuasion, where if he compliments you, you almost feel obligated to continue the relationship. It's almost, I think, harder. It's harder to be complimented than it is to be criticized. Does that make sense to you?
Nope.
Okay.
So I just want to know, you had a boat, and there's been so many summer days when we've hung out, the Hookers Club, and you've never invited me out.
You are deflecting.
Okay.
You are deflecting.
I just saying, I would love to be on Gutfeld's yacht. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Here's what I think.
That's what they call it.
This is why I asked you, can you play the whole soundbite? Because the rest of the soundbite said, they hit me when they feel, when he says, when I'm wrong, they hit me, but they're honorable about it. And I'll give you, for us personally, when he was going at Megyn Kelly, I went right back at him.
I remember that.
When he said George Bush knew about weapons of mass destruction, I went right back at him. When he said he knew about 9/11, I went right back at him.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when I see him, we still did the interview. We still were able to talk about it. And I think he respects when you call it as you see it. I don't wake up every day thinking that he's a horrible person.
Right.
The other problem I have is, for me personally, is for 6 years, he called into our show every Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
And he would take every single topic and bring us ratings in that quarter hour.
Right, yeah.
And then we went out we had a Christmas lunch together.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he goes, oh, by the way, I'm running for president. Oh, okay. I guess I have to have lunch with Rubio now.
Yes, exactly. And he made you have the meatloaf.
Yeah,
all right.
Just like Chris Christie.
Yes. Angelo, okay, he might be, in my opinion, the most human creature ever to hold office.
Right.
Like, isn't that what, when I say he's the monster is us, he's us, correct? Kind of?
Yeah, he does stuff. But if he didn't behave this way, people would criticize him for doing the opposite.
Right.
So the press always does that. But he's so flawed that the fact that the media still has to make up stories.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you guys doing with this bust with Martin Luther King? Like,
Right.
There's so many things you can do.
Right.
How can this be a dictatorship, Kat, if the press is screaming about it? Like, oh my God, he's coming after us. But no one's shutting them up. It's not like he's sicking people after journalists, which Obama did with James Rosen.
Right, yeah, no, absolutely. First of all, I'm a little concerned about all the angry letters you're probably going to get from pandas. That's not very nice.
They can't write.
But
that's why they're so stupid.
Yeah,
they can't. A panda has not invented a single thing.
Yeah, pandas are the biggest problem we have right now.
They're the biggest problem.
The thing is, one of my favorite things actually about the Trump presidency is that the media is going after him so hard. They haven't done that. That's what they're supposed to be doing this entire time. I feel better about him not doing things he's not supposed to be doing because I know the media is actually doing its job overall. Now, it's unfair in the sense that they've never done that really for anybody else.
Right.
But you gotta appreciate a check on government power. Right?
I know. No, I'm all for it. Tyrus, last word to you. Bring it home with some really savvy content.
Well, as a guy who's been known to have a drunken rant every once in a while in his life, I dig the rants because when I hear him talk, it's like me when I get asked questions by like people like, how much you weigh? I'll tell you how I look, bro. What you want? Like, why you bothering me?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I enjoy that. Or how heavy's your chain? How much you weigh? You know, I hate that stuff. So I think when he goes back at them, they're complaining about it, but they love it.
Yeah.
CNN's not showing up at the next, we've had enough.
Yeah.
Fake news, do it without us. No, they come running back every time. It's
I'm a little scared at small talk with you.
Yeah, I hate small talk. I really do. I hate, just get, what do you need? What do you want to know? 365, 68. Cool. Can we go on? I can't stand that.
I just don't like the title small talk. It's, what does it mean? It's something small. It's bad. I like the fact that he makes these snap judgments that I think we all make. When the Jewish reporter was attempting to be nice to him, but he just jumped in on that.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what I do.
That's what I do.
I do that all the time.
Like, good morning. Morning what?
Oh, yeah,
I took out the trash, okay?
Exactly.
Back.
And then
you don't know me.
And then it's a I think it's a New York thing or something, because then, like, after you snap on a cab driver who's just doing his job or whatever, then you feel really bad, and then you start going, oh, it's okay, it's okay. So, hey, how's the weather out there? You start to be, that's what he did. It's like, I think he knew the Jewish guy was actually trying to ask a good question, and then he jumped.
The Jewish guy took too long.
Yes.
To compliment.
Gotta get to the point.
That was the problem. He was giving a compliment.
Are you saying it's because he's Jewish? God, I hate this racism. All right. Coming up, my cholesterol. Just roll that. All right. We're still having trouble figuring out this General Flynn fiasco, but we're going to explain it just as soon as I Google the word fiasco. Big news rocked America this week. Barely 1 month into the Trump administration, Nick Cannon quit America's Got Talent. I couldn't believe it either. I know. But also, National Security Director Michael Flynn resigned over a phone call with a Russian ambassador. Frankly, it's easier to follow the Nick Cannon story. So here's a quick primer on Flynn and Russia.
Michael Flynn was chosen by President Trump to be National Security Advisor. That's a big job. You probably even have your own bathroom. Now, General Flynn's been around. He's tough. You can tell that he could probably beat up a herd of manatees. He knew this Russian diplomat, so he gave his pal Igor a call. He said, "Look, I know Obama stinks, but I'm in this new job. You should see the bathroom. I can't really talk now, but it's all good. Give my best to Natasha. Later, broski." But the phone call was tapped, meaning people were listening in. People who hate Trump. Now the phone call, not illegal, but the leak of the call, a felony, which is grown-up speak for a really bad thing, like the time Dad stole a BMW and drove it off a cliff. The media, who smells blood and wants payback for their humiliation, only cares about the call, even though the leak is a bigger deal. It's like someone just robbed a bank, but the media is mad the robbers don't use turn signals in the getaway car. Either way, if this were Obama or Hillary, no one would care, because the media likes them. Obama is their cool friend, and Hillary their stuffy aunt who snores on the couch. And that is news for kids.
So, Brian, it's like a double dose of Valtrex that just cleared things up.
Right.
National Review calls it a cover-up without a crime. Is this the worst scandal ever, or is it a nothing fajita? Joe said he'd say nothing burger. I said nothing fajita because I love the Mexicans.
Right, and plus you love the Mexicans, and also you like the fact that they give you the ability to make the fajita the way you want it.
Yes, exactly.
Right, they give you the fajita kit. They don't actually tell you what's in it.
Fantastic.
Unlike the taco where they've already made the commitment.
Yeah, that is true.
So here's
I didn't expect this to go down that way, but it's my own fault.
I don't want to take up all the couch time, but I will say this. I think that they're going to find out upon further review that there's no Russia there, there's no scandal there. It's typical Donald Trump, does not want to back off. When you say I'm anti-Semitic, he's not. He knows he's not. So he feels no reason to defend it. When you said he's, he's a white supremacist, he knows he's not. Right. So he feels no reason to go disavow David Duke. When he says, oh, you got a Russia connection? No, I'm not. But I will say this. I would like to get along with Vladimir Putin. I sense that they're going to open this up and find nothing there.
Tyrus, do you buy that there might be some secret group of Obama loyalists that are...
No, I think, first of all, the Democrats hate Obama, and Obama's on vacation. He ain't looking back.
Yeah.
He says, I'm out. Let your house burn down. Don't care. I think the biggest problem is his own party. I think the Flynn thing bothers me on a whole lot of levels. If there's nothing, if there is, you say there was nothing there, Flynn being fired for not telling Pence, that to me didn't seem like quite for a firing. I just don't. I have issue with that, and I'm a huge Flynn. When Flynn was in, I was a huge supporter. I still am, and until I hear some facts and something that he did other than his job, he didn't do anything, from what I understand, that was illegal. So why was he fired? So obviously there's something there. I don't know what it is. I don't like to speculate, but
I do.
He lied.
Yeah. He lied.
He lied, but I don't think he does anything. He's a general. This man is a war hero. This guy follows orders.
Yeah, because none of us made it a big deal of it when Hillary lied. Come on, you have to be consistent.
Hillary was a private citizen.
You have to be
Hillary was a private. This has nothing to do with Hillary Clinton.
Oh, she's a chronic liar. Okay,
what does she have to do with a five-star general?
She has to do with, I wonder if there's, people seem to get a little mad when somebody else misled the FBI and lied. People seem to, when other leaks were happening, they did focus only on the Russian leaks, what was in the documents, instead of how the leak happened.
That is
I'm
true.
just saying, fair and balanced, fair and balanced.
That is true.
She wasn't fired.
Yeah.
She wasn't fired.
David, what do you make of this? Is this some kind of massive scandal or a nothing fajita?
Who knows? We don't know anything. Everything's a secret.
Yes.
You can't be sure, but it is funny how quick people switched around, like you were saying.
Yeah.
5 months ago,
I agree.
if you asked people, if you asked Trump people, they went like, "I love these leaks, transparency, this is what we need," and then the Hillary people were like, "This is a crime. You can't. This is national security." And now it is. And now it is.
Are these different? Like, I feel the same, but are these two different kinds of leaks?
Yeah, one's leak shows John Podesta really doesn't like his candidate.
Right.
The other's a leak are private conversations between world leaders, which impact national security. What was also shown that when it came to national security, the one reason I'll challenge you, Kat, is when it came to national security, she put stuff that was very susceptible to being hacked.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's just widespread absurdity in terms of certain neocons now. Congressman Nunes, who was defending, he was trying to block a bill about the government needing warrants to look through our stuff. But then when it's an actual call, he wants to know who made this call. When it's an an ambassador and someone from the intelligence agency, when that's exactly, if there's a call that's going to be recorded, you got to guess that's going to be recorded. Consistency is
the mother of invention, as I always say. By the way, Harwood, I guess, dropped out after seeing the press conference. That was reported in the Examiner, although I'm not sure if that's true. Bolton, the former UN ambassador, worked in the Attorney General office, and, of course, the president of Red Eye.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, is being president of Red Eye, is that going to help or hurt him? I want the audience to think about that, and there won't be a poll later, but I just want you to think about it, because I'm thinking about it. Coming up, a story so disturbing that if I sat next to it at a bar, I probably wouldn't go home with it. The latest tactics protesters are using to get attention. Sadly, it doesn't involve jumping off cliffs. So when you've been protesting as long as the left has against President Trump, it gets more difficult to keep things fresh and new. Wearing the hat with the kitten ears was effective, but it's been done. Screaming in agony like you just stepped on a Lego. We don't have it. Well, that's
of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Everybody loves that. Can't get enough of her. But it's been done. Screaming obscenities at the police, that's been done too.
Those kids should not have to take fists up to neo-Nazis, and you're putting them in that situation. Go to hell! F*** you, NYPD! Woo!
I sure seem like a lovely wife. Anyway, roll that ahead. I don't even understand that joke. But these protesters, they're running out of ideas. If they want to keep their message in the headlines, they got to do something bold. Isn't that right? Protesters at the University of Chicago. That's amazing. That is the opposite of adorable. Telling children, tear them apart. I got nothing against piñatas. I keep one above my bed. But giving a kid a swing at a piñata that looks like the President of the United States and then telling him to rip it up and devour it, what exactly are you teaching these kids? You're teaching them to hate. No wonder Betsy DeVos, or whatever her name is, can't go anywhere without armed marshals by her side. And imagine if you'd done that to a different president, or Hillary. That would be violence against women, or at least pantsuits. So protesters, I'd like to say you're better than that, but we know you aren't. All right.
Period.
Okay. Angelo, David, number one, piñatas as a concept is weird. It's kind of weird because it's the image. You're beating the image of a cute animal or person, and you get candy. So it's kind of like you're rewarding them with treats for being violent. It seems kind of wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, good. Glad we cleared that wrong.
Something needs to be done.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Is that it? That something needs to be done?
I don't know. I mean,
let's wait him out. Let's wait him out. Let's wait him out.
I'm going to wait you out. See what your next thought is.
Okay, look. There's easier ways to get candy.
Yes!
Wait a minute. And no one else saw that there was no candy?
Yeah.
There was no candy in the piñatas. The kids were being told what to do. Listen,
Just like the Democratic
it didn't
Party.
work in Napoleon Dynamite when they beat up Sonny and they did the piñata, the girl, and the principal brought him in. He had to take pictures down. It doesn't work.
Yes.
Making children push your political views is dumb. The kids don't get it. They look like Walking Dead children rip up a body trying to find candy. And there was no candy there. So the kids were like, the only message they got is Mommy lied and made me break a piñata of Charlie Brown, and there was no candy.
Yeah, I love the way you
You know what was in there, though?
What was in there?
You know what was in there was
hope.
The tax returns.
Oh, there you go.
I don't care about the...
Greg would have been happy if it was a panda. The kids were beating and ripping the panda apart. It would have been great, right?
Go, Brian.
It was so great of your production team to blur out the kid's face. You care more about the kid's future
Than they do!
than the own parents do.
Actually,
Kids never look the same when they get older. It's just it's the kid face. All kids look the same.
By the way, I want to point out
their
faces weren't blurred. That was their natural look.
Oh, it was really. They were born blurry.
Yeah, they were born blurry.
Yeah,
That's the title of my memoir.
Yeah.
Born blurry. Cat, you've got a scowl.
I don't know.
We should blur that.
Good luck. My face would be blurred all day, every day. No, the piñata thing, I mean, it's a little creepy. You're right that it would be terrible if it was literally anybody else but Trump.
Yeah.
Mad. But I've never really gotten mad over a piñata thing.
No, it's hard to because it's filled with candy.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. What's like bobbing for apples, and they're like replicas.
Oh, bobbing for apples makes me incredibly unhappy. That's a great way to get strep throat, influenza, all kinds of gross garbage. Kids do it, and kids got the grossest mouths.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Second grossest.
Second grossest.
You?
I don't want to know. No, all right. I don't want to. I don't want to know who has the grossest mouth.
You don't know, it's you, panda killer.
Oh. You know what I wanted to talk about, but they're wrapping me? A day without women strike. They're having women. Is it next week or next month? Not show up for work as a protest. And so I read their mission statement. We asked, do businesses support our communities, or do they drain our communities? Do they strive for gender equity? Do they align with a sustainable environment? It's not. This is not about Trump. It's just another left-wing radical group piggybacking on whatever they can get. It's hilarious.
Right, because it would mean the 5 would only have 3 people on it. I mean, the Fox would be affected the hardest.
Fox would be
no Ainsley in the morning.
If I was a boss and somebody told me they were not showing up for political reasons, I would fire them. On the spot. All right.
But here's the thing.
We gotta go.
Just to show gender has nothing to do with fair.
Coming up, a story so hot you can fry an egg on it. But first, Trump singles. Is the president finally entering the individually wrapped cheese market? Or is it a cool new dating site? The story's special report refused to investigate next. They hope to be great. Finding your soulmate. I speak of TrumpSingles.com. It's a dating website for Trump supporters. Their slogan, get this, make dating great again. They spent hours on that. Now, the site's founder says he came up with the idea after stumbling across BernieSingles.com a year ago. That's for 90-year-olds. Since then, it's grown to over 26,000 members who pay a fee of like $20 a month or a few bucks at a time to send individual messages. But it's not the only site trying to capitalize on the election. Maple Match actually helps Americans fleeing the Trump presidency to find a Canadian that they can be miserable with together. And meanwhile, I've decided that I need to get in on this by creating a few new dating sites of my own. First up, there's You're Stupid. It's for people who keep confusing the possessive adjective your and the contraction your. You belong together. Cobbs and Dobbs, it's for people who like to eat corn while watching Dobbs Tonight. It's a very specific group of weirdos. And my last one is Matches.com. It's like Match.com, but it's for arsonists. Their motto is, let's light each other's fires. All right. Thoughts?
All right, on the Trump singles, it makes total sense because it's like dating someone for a while. Think you know the person, and then you find out they're married.
Right.
That's how devastating it is to find out the person you're with despises you or voted for Hillary.
Yeah.
That's how polarized we are as a country.
That is, it's
Let's
true.
get the polarization out in the introduction.
Well, first of all, I was on Bernie Singles, only matched with the 1%. 1% match. But then Trump Singles, you know, the worst part is when you go on the date and the person looks nothing like the cartoon frog in their profile. I hate that. But also, what you do is you swipe right or you swipe alt-right. That's how you...
Well done. Why aren't you writing for...
You.
Never mind. Yes. Anyway, Kat?
Yeah, well, being someone who supports Trump is a kind of an entire identity at this point, like you said with the frogs. So the thing I don't understand about that is they're all talking to each other on Twitter all the time anyways with their the frog Twitter. So I don't know if it's really necessary. They're all the rallies together, the frog Twitter. That guy from the Trump rally is probably a real hunk now. Everyone's trying to get with that.
Oh, yeah. He's getting a calendar, Tyrus. He's going to get a calendar.
Yeah.
I would imagine that the Trump dating site is probably a bunch of guys who like Trump who think they're talking to girls.
Isn't that all dating sites?
So I will come up with
all dating sites.
I'll come up with a new show called Trump Fish, which will be interviewing the men who thought they were talking to women who were really talking to.
It's true. I think that like all dating websites are I guess they're good. I wouldn't know. But
neither would I. I mean, it sounds made up.
I like dating online.
Really?
That phrase "we met on Tinder."
Yeah.
And you don't have to dress up. So that's like your thing.
Yes. All right, we got to move on.
Be in my PJs talking to the breezes.
Yes.
Sounds gross.
All right. Coming up, it's the protest to end all protests. Kat Timpf speaks on behalf of all cats at the Westminster Dog Show. This week, Madison Square Garden hosted the annual Westminster Dog Show, but for some reason this year they included cats in their Meet the Breeds event. Our cat was not happy about this. That's her. And so she tried to start her own movement. Take a look.
2017's been the year of the protests, and I haven't really been into it until now, when I found out that there are going to be cats at the Westminster Dog Show's Meet the Breeds events. Cats are animal royalty, and they do not belong here. I'm with Purr. They go take care of this. Activism. On a scale of 1 to moving to Canada, how outraged are you?
Canada for sure.
Yeah.
That's atrocious thing. It's a travesty. It makes all dogs look bad.
I think it makes cats look bad.
I don't want to be anywhere near that.
Keep your paws off my claws. Keep your paws off my claws. There's going to be cats in the Westminster Dog Show, and I just want to know how you're going on living and your life in these difficult times with something like that happening.
It's kind of odd.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we live in a world now where anybody's allowed to grab a...
You said you love cats. Yes. How mad are you right now about what's happening here?
What's happening where?
Yeah, Trump is right. The media is not covering the real tragedies going on right now. Tabs aren't labs! Tabs aren't labs!
Why is it just dogs? Why can't it just be like animals? I don't know.
Okay, so you like to go to you like to watch sports?
Sure.
Yeah, when you go to a baseball game, would you like football players tackling each other in the middle of the infield? Nothing is sacred to some people anymore. I can't, yeah.
Sorry, I'm the wrong person.
You should be sorry. You should be. Sick. Keep your fleas off my Siamese. Keep your fleas off my Siamese. On a scale of 1 to can't sleep at night because you're too busy screaming, how angry are you?
Less than 1.
Less than 1?
Yeah, negative.
Negative.
And then the negatives on that one.
And you know, they're putting the cats in costumes. This is a public health risk. Have you ever tried to put a cat in a costume?
Never. Wouldn't dream of it.
And yeah, and that's why you're still standing here today.
I'm trying to find my way to 6th Avenue.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my way too. Stop this madness right now! Madness right now! Stop this madness right now! Stop this madness right now! It's really sad to see just how far we have to go before people realize that facts do matter in 2017.
Nicely done. All right. I got to wrap it up. Thank you, Brian Kilmeade, David Angelo, Kat Timpf, Tyrus, our wonderful studio audience. I'm Greg Gutfeld.